Obey your shrunky. Oh. Hi, I didn't see there. My name is Alejandro, and ignore me singing Master Puppets about my beloved boyfriend. Well, Stuffy's beloved boyfriend, Shrunky. You know, I'm kind of the rebound, if anything, if they break out. But anyways, today we'll be talking about another green-related item, or person, or being, Monster Blood. Actually, in my opinion, the worst Monster Blood book there is. Yeah, slightly worse than Monster Blood is Back, but still, the worst one there is. I hate this book. Monster Blood for Breakfast, in my opinion, remember, it's my opinion, you could love this book, I don't care. It's fine. But, in my opinion, God, we'll get to that, though. But, yeah. So, you're probably wondering, what about this book is so bad? And I'm just gonna say it before we can get into it. This book is just the worst thing you will ever read. That isn't, of course, like Chicken, or Night of the Squonka, or Attack of the Jack, or Son of Slappy. The absolute worst books of Goosebumps that I can actually think of on the top of my head. This is like this is gonna be like the top 10 worst Goosebumps books, which I will get to eventually. I don't think I've ever done that before. Well, of course, I don't have a top 10 quite yet, because there's no books I really hate. Not that they all have to be hated, they just have to be the lesser good ones. Except for the 4 I mentioned. Well, 5, including this one. And, oh, well, never mind, most Sleepy books. But, yeah. Well, before we get into that, I want to say something real quick. In about an hour after this video uploads, there should be another video popping up. And it's not going to be out till Monday. And it should be on the topic of Goosebumps Terrors. So it's going to be premiere. And I had someone ask this question, and I have talked about it a lot more recently. And that is because there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. And I know most of you don't even know what that is. So there will be a playlist in the description. And also in the comments, probably. So if you want to go check it out, go ahead. It is Incomplete series that I started back in March, and I never finished it. Or did I? You never know what's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, that'll be talking about it and what's going on. So yeah, it's been very, very long in production, and there's still stuff that is yet to be completed, of course, but we're gonna get to that in that video. So yeah, you'll be seeing that real soon. But without further ado, this is going on way too long. Let's just fucking review this goddamn book already. Come on, man. This fucking sucks. And now, for the blurb. And for these Horrorland books, the blurb is a lot more different on the back, so it might be a minute for me to read this. For an athlete like Matt Daniels, lovely name. This is kind of stereotypical, but also not. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's also the most dangerous. That's because somebody... Sorry. That most dangerous? I feel like the most poisoned and most dangerous meal would be lunch, because usually you're out in a shop, and I have seen so many stories about poisoning your food, like, I don't get it. Anyways, it's usually at lunchtime. Anyways, that's because somebody's about to pull a mean prank. The recipe is simple. Just add Monster Blood. As if Matt's problems weren't big and slangy enough, a surprise invitation will lead him to even more trouble. How long can Matt survive inside a terrifying theme park? Not for very long, because his friends keeps disappearing. Viewer beware. You're in for a scare. And reader beware. If you've read this book, you are definitely in for not exactly a good scare. So, yeah, clearly my opinions on this book are kind of negative. And by that, I mean almost entirely negative. For one, you know, I'm not gonna say anything yet, because let's just get to the upsides, which there's gonna be like one, maybe. I don't even know what the upsides are. I'm gonna have to take a long think before this. So yeah, let's get to the upsides. And now, for the upsides. The main character wasn't terrible. It's like, that, I'm not even kidding, that is it. Everything else about this book, terrible. I mean, I must give credit. The cover looks okay. It's a nice, I think it was Brainstorm. Doesn't matter. Still pretty decent cover. Decent idea, concept. And the main character was alright. Everything else, not executed well at all. Oh, I hated it. Most Goosebumps characters are not terrible, except for a few, which I don't even know if we even talked about them before, but I don't really like the characters in Deep Trouble too much. I actually did do a Deep Trouble review, I don't know if I mentioned that, but, especially in the sequel, which I'm yet to read. That's a joke. Anyways. But, yeah, those are like, that's just it. Oh, I got a notification. Okay, anyways, that is just it. The character's okay. The main character. No, nobody else, just the main character. And the concept is cool. Ish. Coolish. But, yeah, that's it. Very quick. Now let's get to the downsides. It's gonna be like 5 minutes, I swear. Oh no. For the blurb. I'm sorry, the downsides. No, definitely let's get to the rating. So I'm gonna give this like a 1. Anyways, yeah, for now for the downsides. I am going to say them all, but I'm not going to expand upon them much. Evan Ross was not in this book. He would have made this book a ton better. Not that the main character wasn't terrible, but, I mean, he wasn't that good. Andy was in this book. She wasn't even in it. Like, she could have also made this way better. 3. There's a really uncomfortable to read scene in here. Let's just say it kind of involves a little bit of nudity. When I think of this book, that's the first thing I think of besides, like, the school shit. It's just not really apparent. It's just it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. And I just can't. Anyways. Fuck. I can't do this. There you go. Yeah, I have this weird thing where I can't put my forefinger. Number 4. The writing. I know I said Monster 4 was not that good. This is the definition of not that good. This is the definition of horrendous writing. This is just as bad as any other book's writing I have seen that is actually on this level of bad, or if not worse. Son of Slappy, this is on that same level of bad writing. I did not enjoy this book. And not to mention, this is one of the first comeback books there is. This is one of Stein's first books to actually come out. When he finally decided, I'm gonna revive this series. This is the 3rd book, and it's just not good. It's terrible. And number 5, bad story. I hated it. And I could go on all day about why I dislike it, and those would bring up just even more opinions, but you guys get the shit, huh? This book was overall just not good. There was no good story. The writing was terrible. Some iconic characters, which are a staple of the Monster franchise, even though the next book is a fucking sequel. I'm not fucking kidding. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's some things that happened that are kind of relate back to the first few sequels, which was only 2, but still, what the fuck? I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna ramble on any longer. It's just fucking bullshit. If you're gonna bring back some characters in that one, you could have easily brought it back in this one. I don't know, guys. I'm just genuinely pissed. So, yeah, without further ado, let's rate this book. I want to get over with this. You know, just so I can start editing in that weird shit that's been at the end of every video. Where there's text at the end. Okay, I should shut up. That has not been apparent in any of my Monster book reviews at all. Totally. I'm totally not lying to you. But yeah, let's just get to it. Whoops. Whoops. So let's get on my game face. I genuinely did enjoy this book. It's as much as I've rambled on about how I don't like this book, it's not the worst one. And that's not a compliment either, okay? It's not a compliment. It's still pretty fucking terrible. But I'm just saying there are definitely books worse than this, so I mean, I still wouldn't recommend it. I'm gonna give it like a 1.5. 1.5. It is definitely not the best sequel, but it's definitely the worst. Okay? Yes, even the newest one, Monster Blood is Back, was not as bad, honestly. But that one had the absolute worst ending to a book I have ever read in my entire life. I am not kidding. It is literally the ending of, well, I can't say the specific book. It's a certain slappy book that everybody really likes, and it's one of my favorites. But yeah, it just straight up seals the ending. And yeah, we're gonna be reviewing that book tomorrow. But yeah, this book got a 1.5. I don't want to ramble on why, because you already know. I just strongly dislike this book and its writing and everything that happened in it. Monster Blood for Breakfast is the absolute worst Monster Blood book there is today, in my honest and utmost opinion. Dislike this book. Very uncomfortable to read. Very uncomfortable reading this terrible writing. Stein's absolute worst work. Well, at least number 5. It is not compared to Star Slappy in any way, because that is the epitome of, like, it's a 0 out of 10. And I've reviewed it, so if you want to go check it out. If you like me yelling, you should go check it out. But, yeah. That is the end of this video. I had a lot of fun rambling about books that I don't like, because it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny editing this, and I'm just like, yep, exactly, Alejandro. Alejandro agrees with you, Alejandro. And I'm sure that some of you can agree with this, because there's so many, I mean, I hear a lot of people who don't like the Monster Blood franchise, and think, for those who just don't like this franchise, I think you'll be very happy to find out that I don't like this franchise as much as I used to when I heard about these new books. Because I didn't know Horrorland existed until, like, I don't know, 2012? Almost 3? Because I collecting these ones for quite a bit. It was like 2 when I finished the whole fucking show. And then I finally figured out that, okay. Anyways, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not look into the darkness that is at the end of this video. This video is going to be a little longer than it should, since it's about to end right now. But, yeah, it's ending right